Hi, we're here today to discuss Eportfolios. We're third year general nursing degree students, and we're just going to discuss the challenges, the benefits, and moving forward, what we can do with Eportfolios. My name is Patricia Sexton.
My name is Deirdre Lynch.
My name is Greta Burke.
Okay, so we're going to just start the discussion off about by starting with discussing what an e-portfolio is. So my understanding of an e-portfolio is it's an electronic form of a collection of completed work. Dee, do you have anything to add?
Yeah, something similar. It's a means where students can document their professional development, which is what this e-portfolio is going to be for us. It demonstrates our professional and personal achievements, through our CV and things like that. And then it's a means where we can articulate our professional nursing philosophy. We put a wording together for that. That's basically it in a nutshell.
Yeah, right. Greta, have you anything to add?
Well, I think e-portfolios are especially useful to facilitate lifelong learning by helping nurses with their personal and professional development. Personal professional development is it's domain 5, so it's directly linked to nursing achievements.
Oh yeah, that's spot on actually, isn't it? Yeah.
Okay, so overall we can say that an e-portfolio, so between the three of us, is a collection of work which shows our own personal philosophies, and also shows our professional development as well.
Yeah.
Okay,
Perfect.
we might move on and we'll discuss the challenges of e-portfolios. So for me, the challenges for e-portfolios were using the artifacts for e-portfolios. One of the big challenges. We as students need guidance in how to collect artifacts. Murphy and Sexton states in their journal that we do need guidance as we are students. So we did get 2 weeks training at the start when e-portfolios were brought in, and to use Jing, Wordle, at YouTube and all the different programs. But we could do with a bit more support, I suppose. So we have a support online, and we have our supervisors. But I suppose is one of the biggest challenges is to find out what the artifacts actually are and how to use them, and to include them in our portfolio. Another challenge would be this is new software programs for all of us. So we had 2 weeks program of training at the start of this year in college, but we never used any of these software programs before, such as Jing, Wordle. We would have used YouTube, I suppose, before, but Audacity and Jing would be all new to us. So I suppose that we weren't familiar with the software, so to have more time, I suppose, for us to be more familiar with the programs, your mind trying to actually use them in the actual portfolio itself and use it for actual real data. So Dee?
Yeah, just there when you were talking about the training, we did have the 2 weeks before we went on clinical placement, but we are out in clinical placement for 14 weeks, so there's kind of maybe 2 issues that I found challenging with that. Is the time management, to find the time. When you're on clinical placement, you're doing a 35-hour week, possibly you're working at the weekends, you have family commitments, other commitments, and it is difficult to kind of balance the two. Then personally, I thought the training before we went out, I didn't think it was enough. I mean, we have online support while we're doing the actual e-portfolio while we're on placement, but I think we could have maybe a little bit more training. I think honestly before we went out would have served us better. Now that we're out, actually doing the e-portfolio at this point. How do you think? What do you think about that?
I agree with you, Dee, especially the challenge of being on clinical placement at the same time that we're doing the portfolio. Placement is almost full-time working hours, and you're also away from the college environment with missing out on resources like the library and any IT workshops that might have been provided. So that was particularly challenging.
Yeah, it is. It's definitely we're out from like the beginning of October till mid-January. It's 14 weeks, and the final submission date is just after we come back. So it isn't that we're back in college for a couple of weeks and we'd have a little bit of time to get together. We don't have that.
The thing with this is that portfolios have always been done as we have been out in placement, so that is nothing new. But I suppose the big challenge, I suppose, like you're saying, both of you, is that it's an electronic system and we're not familiar with the software. So I suppose to maybe have us more familiarised with the programme of ePortfolios before we're just on our placement, because we were only in college for 2 weeks this year.
Yeah, exactly.
So I suppose maybe to start our training sooner, so first year, second year, to introduce ePortfolios to us, so we know we're more familiar with the software, because when we're at the point of doing a final year project, we need to be up to standard.
We need to be up to start. Even
now we do have the online support, which is very good in fairness, but like you're saying, Rachel, we're missing the support of being in lectures and being able to talk to lecturers every day about it. And when you're in college, we have all the, like, our computers or laptops at home mightn't be as good as the system in the IT, and a lot of us are out in Bantry, I suppose, and we're in Kerry-General, we're in community placements in Dingle, Killarney, so we might be living close by to college, so it's a challenge for that.
Definitely.
So we could summarise the whole thing. So by, I suppose.
Did you find any other challenges, or was that the main one that you?
That was the main one, I think.
Yeah, I think everybody's finding that one a big one. Yeah.
So our main challenge, though, I suppose, is the software side of it and the IT support
and the time management.
And time management
when
we're on placement, to find the time, because it's a new system it takes longer for us to figure out how to use it.
Exactly.
Okay, so will we move on to
the benefits? Yeah. Will I take that one?
Yeah.
Just for myself, it was the use of the new media programs that you, Trish, mentioned earlier. Jing, Audacity, Wordle. There's something new, so it's a benefit to us to learn how to use these programs. The self-reflection online again is something very new for us. For myself personally, it's definitely pushing me outside my own comfort zone. I wouldn't be tech savvy, so this is a real, it's definitely going to benefit me in the future. There's a challenge there, but there's also the benefit, being, eventually, hopefully being, very confident and competent in using these programs, because they will benefit us in the future. Yourself?
Okay, the ePortfolios will be good for us in the long term, because when we're doing CPDs, when we're qualified nurses, we need to know how to use the software, and this is the type of software, such as ePortfolio, that we need to continuous development training. So it's a good training ground, I suppose, for us, so we know what we're doing when we're qualified nurses. And I suppose another benefit is it's a record of work that we have completed since we've been in college, and we can use this, like our resume is already done now, and any projects or any work that we've done is all included in, and any qualifications we have are all recorded in the ePortfolio. So it's great for us when we'll be out there looking for jobs. We'll have this completed already.
You'll already have it done, so you're kind of ahead of a lot of other people that will be applying for nursing jobs in the future.
And we have a resume done, and we have any courses that we've completed in it. So any potential employer can look at it and see, yes, we've done the, say, health and safety course, or we've done manual handling course, or
medication management,
any courses that we've done.
Yes, I think even though it's proven to be difficult at the moment, it will benefit us in the future. Pushing us outside our comfort zone in the IT field. Hopefully it will benefit us in fourth year with our final year project also.
Exactly, I suppose it's a stepping stone, because we know how to use the ePortfolio, and we will be using it for our final year project.
Yeah, and any kind of difficulties, hopefully we'll have found our way through them by the time we come around to doing the EFIP in our internship.
Yes, there is a lot of benefits.
Yeah, there will be. It's just at the beginning it's a bit scary, but we're getting there.
So our main benefits, I suppose, to summarise again, would be,
what I would say is the use of the new media programs. I mean, I've never used Jing or I've never even heard of them.
So you have a new skill now.
There's a new skill definitely.
And a CPD, continuous development. So when we're qualified nurses, we'll know how to use this software, and we have an actual record of all the training and work done to date. Done now.
It's ready to hand. You're
Yeah,
not going looking
exactly.
for things because you already have.
And Greta,
my gosh.
your one was.
I think facilitating personal and professional development
Yeah.
in nursing, which is very important.
Brilliant. Okay, so now we might look at the outcomes moving forward now. After we've used Eportfolios now since September time, and it's now the end of November, we have a good idea of it, and any ideas or suggestions maybe moving forward with Eportfolios. So, Dee, do you want to start?
Yeah, it was in the conclusion of this journal by Donnelly O'Keefe 2013, Exploration of Eportfolios for Adding Value and Deepening Student Learning in Contemporary Higher Education. I'll just read the 2 short sentences. Facilitating peer support between students will be continued and encouraged in order to nurture a community of ePortfolio students who can solve problems or issues associated with ePortfolio together. This could be facilitated in both face-to-face and online situations. So I'd say for nursing students going forward, or for any students going forward, I think maybe to have a look at the programme, if it was possible to do it in term time. So you'd have your peer support, like we've done assignments before in term time, that you could meet together if you're having difficulty with your, using the programme Jing or Audacity or your Wordle. I know there's online support, but she can't be there all the time. And sometimes when you meet in a group, somebody else might be very good at the media programmes. Somebody else might be able to kind of direct you in towards your level 8 and give you some guidance. I think we've always worked very well together as students. Everybody supports everybody when they're having problems. So I think
that's a very good idea.
That would be something maybe for the future.
And even us as a group, we could meet now maybe once or every 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Until the end of our ePortfolio date, which is the 8th of January. So that would give us a bit more support, and we could help each other.
Yeah. That would be a good idea.
So we could use that. That's a very good idea too. Yeah. Anything else?
Anything you want to add, Greta, or anything?
No, there isn't actually.
Yeah. Okay, I just would say that if the college would introduce, because we're year 1 and of this program and we're in 3rd year, it was difficult for us because we just found out about ePortfolios when we arrived into college in September, and then after 2 weeks we were sent out into our clinical placement, and we have to do ePortfolios this way, and it was the older way of portfolios, so it was just a written version. So I would suggest that they would introduce electronic portfolios from 1st years. So the students will be familiar with the Jing, Audacity and Wordle from 1st year and be better users at them. Because that's probably one of the main challenges we faced, is using the program software and not being familiar with the system, I suppose. But we understand as well that's a new program for lecturers as well this year, and that they are under pressure to learn it as same as us. But it would benefit everyone, I suppose, in the long run if they're introduced from 1st year.
Yeah, maybe through, do you remember the Learning to Learn module, something like that?
Absolutely.
We did that in 1st year. I think maybe if this could be incorporated in.
Exactly.
And if that was really proving difficult, because Learning to Learn is an important module as well, maybe just even towards the end of 2nd year, if there was some bit of a slot there in the module timetable that we could have a couple of weeks training somewhere, you know what I mean, and at least then we could have the summer to go through and get familiar with Pepperpad and get Jane and Audacity, so that by the time you come back in September you have some idea of how to use the programs, and if there's any parts of it that you're finding difficult, you can note it, and then when you come back you could meet with Laura or Susan or whatever, and we could say, look, we're finding that hard, and focus in on those problems. Do you know what I mean?
Like we did with our academic writing from 1st year, treat the ePortfolios like that, because we got a lot of support and a lot of learning, and like we got extra help and stuff with the academic writing from 1st year to get us to the level 8 standard, which of course we are. But now we could do with a bit extra support, I suppose, and started from 1st year, and we build on it each year. The ePortfolios.
I think I definitely agree with that. I think by the time you hit 3rd year, it wouldn't be so daunting, because you'd be very familiar with it. So you could definitely move on with it very quickly then.
Yeah.
Okay, that's it. Thanks very much. All right, the end of our discussion.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.